Is TKO ruining WWE and wrestling? We have understood, and we can come to understand, that there are more advertisements growing and the quality of wrestling is dying out. Today, we're going to be exploring the problem. So join us as we look into the problems with TKO being a partner and half owning WWE and what has been the problems. So I hope you're going to enjoy this video. Guys, please to record. Always remember, smash the like and subscribe button to the Flip channel. And let's get into this one. First up is the quality of wrestling. We can understand in the last couple of months, the quality of wrestling has died down. Since Triple H fully took over WWE, the match card on big PLEs has gone from about 7 to 8 matches to only sometimes 4 to 5. Obviously, the thing is the pay-per-views are still the same length. So this comes to the conclusion that we know there is more advertisements, there is more ads, and TKO are just looking for more money. So we know that the actual amount of wrestling and the quality of it has died down because it's not their biggest focus anymore, which is a disappointing thing because WWE's literally name is World Wrestling Entertainment. So it'd be a bit awkward. There's not as much wrestling, more advertisement when it's literally got wrestling in the name, and the whole point of the company is to wrestle and to watch a bit of wrestling. But there's not much of it. And obviously, now more superstars take time off, and we're not seeing as many big matches anymore. If you look on the weekly shows, we're not getting any really big superstars that fight anymore. It's more about keeping them safe with the big pay-per-views, even sometimes when they're not even fighting. So TKO, it could be at a cause for the lack and quality decrease of wrestling. Next up is the storylines. Obviously, we know that John Cena turned heel earlier this year at the Elimination Chamber, turning against Cody Rhodes and selling his soul to the final boss, The Rock. But we can understand that John Cena's heel turn, it was supposed to be one of the biggest things ever to happen in wrestling. But it's really not had that much hype to it. His matches and his whole run has been a bit dead, you know? There's not a lot of hype to his storyline and his stuff. It's just a bit... There's not a lot of that rhythm going. I feel like that is a part of TKO. They're giving John Cena not as many matches in his retirement tour and letting him be this undisputed champion, the unseen 17, I like to call him, but with nothing to do. The whole storyline of The Rock is out the window because The Rock don't want to show up, and he said, oh, it's better for them to have their own storyline without me getting involved. Because if you didn't know already, The Rock is on the TKO board. He, in a way, owns WWE. And obviously on the other side, you've got Travis Scott. Travis Scott, not a wrestler. He's a musician. He's an artist. Bro can't wrestle week in, week out for John Cena. It ain't happening. He's learning to wrestle, but look at the skinny Don in the right. He's not wrestling every day, bro. And The Rock, he's up 53 now. The Rock don't wrestle anymore. He's got to have one more match, but we're still skeptical if that's going to happen. But back to where we were. The whole storyline of this is just, it's gone. It's out the window. So John Cena is now a heel for really nothing. He sold his soul for winning the belt, yeah, cool. But The Rock weren't even involved in him winning the belt. It was Travis Scott. Travis Scott literally didn't do nothing to Cody Rhodes. Cena won, and The Rock's not even showed up since Elimination Chamber. So it just don't make any sense now. Like, we have Cena as this undisputed champion, while The Rock was supposed to be involved in this storyline and help him get through matches and help him stay as champion. Because that was the whole point of Cena's thing, selling his soul to The Rock, so he could become a 17-time champion. But The Rock weren't even involved in it. So we can tell that TKO are a problem for just storylines getting thrown out the window midway through it. This year's WrestleMania 41, was probably one of the most hyped WrestleManias ever in history. And it turned out to be one of the most underwhelming WrestleManias in history. The main event of WrestleMania 41 on night 2 was supposedly ready to be one of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time. It consisted of the American Nightmare, that time, the undisputed champion Cody Rhodes, versus the greatest of all time, in his last year, at his final WrestleMania in Las Vegas, John Cena. The match was okay. We understand that John Cena is old, but he could not wrestle. Cody Rhodes had slowed down a pace and everything he'd done just to make Cena look actually good in the ring. Nearly to the end of the match, Travis Scott came out, which kind of, from there, the match went downhill. Cody Rhodes delivered a dirty crossroads to Travis Scott, and Cena hit him with the belt, Cody Rhodes, and that was it. Cena was a new champion. It was a very bad match, but overall, that WrestleMania was not great. For how big the stage was, for how big it was anticipated to be, how many adverts and ads there were. Oh my lord. the money making they were trying to do was mental. I actually think there was more adverts and everything than wrestling. In the code of entrances, they actually had people being there for the advert and the advertisement in actual entrances for the superstars at WrestleMania. That's a joke. I'm sorry. WrestleMania is the biggest, the grandest stage of them all. One of the biggest events in sports entertainment yearly. And then we're having adverts for the entrances? What are we doing? The best moment of WrestleMania 41 was Paul Heyman. Yep, the Fat Walrus, the little penguin, Paul Heyman, turning on CM Punk and the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns to join Seth Rollins. That match kind of not even saved WrestleMania. It made WrestleMania half decent. Everything else was absolute buns. It was absolutely awful. Just nothing was good. The matches were terrible. Again, so many advertisements taken over the show. The crowd was awful. There was nothing. The hype was so dead. Oh my god. They said they sold out seats when WWE actually lied. They had not sold out WrestleMania because their ticket prices were out of this world, with the highest ticket being like 24 grand or something, and the cheapest ticket being $500 US, which in pounds that's about £450. That is diabolical, just for one seat in the absolute gods of the arena, so you could barely see anything. Someone showed it on Twitter with their ticket and how far they were up. They were showing that they paid $700 US for this seat, and I think they were so high up in one of the back rows. Randy Orton looked like a literally ant. You could barely see him. You could barely see anything. The stage was so far away. The stage didn't even look that big. That's how far it was away. It was just a joke. It was so badly organised and everything was just all over the place. But yeah, TKO, in a way, did ruin WrestleMania this year. And finally, the last thing is, why do they keep releasing good talent? This week, one of the greatest, R-Truth and Carlito, have both been released and will not renew their contracts with the WWE. This is not their decision. This was WWE and TKO's decision to not keep them. R-Truth, literally, the week before, had a match against John Cena for the undisputed WWE Championship at Saturday night's main event. Obviously, he lost. He was never going to win. But he gave it a decent fight. He made Cena look good. He made Cena look the better opponent to try and give Cena something good to know and make Cena look decent, because, let's be honest, Cena can't wrestle anymore. And Carlito is literally in the Judgment Day, one of the best groups in WWE, and he's been in matches recently. It's not like they've both been literally frozen out of the company. They've literally been in storylines recently, and they've been in the WWE. They've not been out of it. They've been very included and been mentioned a lot, doing a lot of stuff. R-Truth was on the SmackDown after Saturday night's main event, teaming with Jimmy Uso or facing JC Mateo of the Bloodline. And then a day later, he's released. So, make it make sense. Like, what's happening? What's going on, Triple H? What's going on, TKO? What are you doing? I think they've lost their minds, you know? I understand these two might be on a bigger wage than they should be, but doesn't mean you just release them. You say, oh yeah, at the end of your contract, we're going to have to give you a smaller wage. Probably R-Truth would agree to that. R-Truth is a nice guy in person, and he's been doing it for so long, he's in his 50s now. And bro's just there for the chill, he's just there for the money, he's just chilling. And Carlito, it's Carlito. I think he's going to go to Mexico, but it's just two big talent lost while they have some bums literally sitting there getting weekly matches, and we're releasing R-Truth, one of the greats. Just, wow, great decisions. But you lot, what do you think of TKO's decision? Do you think TKO are dodgy? Do you think TKO is ruining WWE and wrestling for the foreseeable future? Thank you lot for watching. It has been nice to record. Always remember, smash the like and subscribe button to the flipping channel, and I'll see you little dirty faces soon. Goodbye, guys.